Okay, it's time. It's time for the Suzanne Summer Show. From the desert heat, this beautiful apparition has appeared before you, and she's ready to show you stuff that you can't believe that will change your life. So here she is, Suzanne Summers.
Yay! Thank you both, and thank you all of you. So nice to be with you. Tonight's theme is the producer.
By the way,
showgirl.
I have to apologize.
Yeah,
okay?
for
Well, we had trouble getting on Instagram.
You did?
That's why we're a little late. It's 10 after. Otherwise,
so sorry.
we would have been there at right at 5 o'clock.
Oh, I hope
Okay.
everybody comes back if they left, because sometimes it happens.
No, they know that this is a.
And we'll go right till the end of the hour, so you won't miss any time.
This.
But tonight's our Vegas themed show.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at all of our makeup here, which I'm so
Yeah.
proud of. I have on pretty much everything that's in front of me here. I'm wearing it tonight, except for my blue eyeshadow, which I've been asking Caroline to develop a blue and a couple of other colors. You might tell us what colors you want so we can make another quad like this, the golden eye shimmer here. And we'll see how we can do that. I'm springing this on Caroline right now, and she's going, huh?
Well, you'll be happy to know that I actually put blue eyeliner on a list.
Oh, good.
Product development today. So if you want blue eyeshadow, I can add that too.
Yeah. Well, blue sort of perks up every color eye, so that's kind of nice, on the lids and under the lid. Anyway, some of my happiest times in my career with Alan is the time that we spent in Vegas. It's not only on stage, but backstage and after the show. After the show in Vegas is my favorite time. I don't know what that is. That's when we have our tequila after the show. Instead of having it at 5 o'clock, we have it at 11 or midnight. Or as it was for the 2 years that I starred in the Moulin Rouge in the Las Vegas Hilton, at the Las Vegas Hilton, I would finish the second show at 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. And I don't even think we had a cocktail at 2 a.m. Do you, Alan? I don't
No,
think
we didn't.
So. We got in the car.
No, before. Do you remember what happened before we left?
Tanya. I've talked a lot about Tanya, the elephant that I worked with. And I know a lot of you get offended that I worked with an elephant. But in the times that I worked with her, she was treated so well. And we visited her on her day off. I loved her. It is an amazing experience to be real friends, because they're so smart. Their brains are huge. We were really good friends. To be good friends with an animal of that size, because she was so gentle, and she would, like your cat does, she would rub into us, and when you'd rub under her neck like you do with your cat, she'd purr, and she'd like rub against you like she was just this little thing. She didn't know how big she was.
And then after the second show at 2 o'clock in the morning,
then
she would come into our dressing room. Okay.
And she's huge.
That was Elvis's dressing room. Well, she was a young elephant.
She was 8, but she's still huge. She's huge.
And she'd squeeze through the door.
Shimmy through the door.
And I would order a gigantic tray of fresh fruit from room service
for
her. And she'd squeeze through the door. She'd look at me like, "Thank you." She'd inhale the fruit.
Yeah, with her trunk.
Yeah, she'd inhale the fruit. She just loved it. And then she'd turn around to leave, and often let go with a big elephant fart and squeeze through the door and go back to her own dressing room. And she was great. And we realize now certainly that animals should not be with
never
humans.
Again, but I'm so glad I got to know an animal. So sweet.
Yeah.
And then while she was eating all the fruit, I would take off my last gown of the show, which I think that last gown was the gown that I wore riding her out on stage for our curtain call. And she had a saddle that was red bugle beads with diamonds, and my gown was high neck, long sleeve, hourglass to the floor with a long train, and I would sit on her with a big, huge headdress, imagine, with feathers and diamonds and everything, and we looked so beautiful together. And then while she's eating the fruit, I'd be in my dressing room taking off all the headdress and the gown and everything, and then I would meet her at the elevator, and they had put an oversized elevator in the backstage of the Hilton for her, and Alan and I and Tanya and her trainer would ride up the elevator, and he'd let her run through the parking lot like a little kid, and
She would bark.
yeah, yay, and do this thing with the trunk, and she'd run in circles, and we'd just sit there and love her so much. And then he'd say, "Come on, Tanya," and she'd go dutifully into her trailer, and we'd go home, and that was our life for 2 years. That was really an exciting time. So anyway, to Tanya, and one of my true loves. Is this Tanya?
This is Tanya.
Oh, I loved her so much, and so did you.
Beautiful.
Alan has such a connection with animals.
Beautiful, beautiful Tanya.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So, top of the morning to all of you. This is at 5 o'clock. We have our nightly tequila, Alan.
But tonight's Vegas night.
And tonight is Vegas night. You should
Okay.
wait till you see how Alan looks. Wow.
Top of the morning to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see Al.
Yeah, Al looks. Al
We need the producer and the headliner.
Al got a new jacket. And man,
Okay.
I walk out of my dressing room and I see him in his, and I thought, yikes. How is it after 54 years? Just looking at him turns me on. But you do. Look at, I mean, wouldn't you? I mean,
Well,
look,
it's because you're losing some of the clarity in your eyesight.
Oh, I see.
So
yeah.
I look.
And you for me too. Thank you. He doesn't see any of my flaws, so
No,
how
just
nice.
remember-
Oh, you look great.
No, you
Doesn't
have.
he?
You have. I have better eyes than you. You have better ears than
I
me.
do. I have impeccable hearing. He doesn't. And
Yeah, you guys look great. So after your Vegas, your nostalgic trip down the Vegas memory lane, are you guys actually going out tonight?
you would think we would, and I
Yeah.
suggested that to him,
Yeah.
but
And
he
what I
likes
said,
my cooking.
Yeah, what I said to her was, it sounds like a great idea, but I know that the moment I sit down at the table in the restaurant, I'm going to want to go home. So I thought,
We still can change our mind. I can call him
We
at any
can.
moment,
Yeah,
and we
we
could do
can.
that, and that could be fun.
we
That could be really fun.
Okay, well, that'll be the big decision we make at the end of the show.
In 1 hour.
Right.
You have
Maybe
a
we should
decision
take a
to make.
vote. Okay?
No,
okay.
that would be. But I have dinner ready downstairs, so
Well, if you have dinner
I will,
ready,
you
that's
know.
it. The decision's been made.
yeah.
Huh?
Anyway,
Okay.
I have on my.
For those of you who are tuning in, we got a little bit of a late start today, but Suzanne and Ellen are telling us all about their years in Las Vegas. So if you have any questions about their time in Vegas or
Please
want to
ask.
hear any particular stories, I'll read those questions to them. And also, we do have a sale site-wide at SuzanneSummers.com. It's 25% off, and the promo code is Vegas25.
I posted something today. A dear friend of mine passed today. His name is David Kekich, and he's written some remarkable books. And if you look, what'd you post it, Caroline, on Facebook?
I posted it in your stories on Instagram.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm not sure where you posted it on Facebook.
Anyway, I've known him for probably 30 years. And when I met him, he was in a wheelchair. And he could use his hands, and his head worked, but the rest of him was a quadriplegic. Why? He had a terrible accident and broke his spinal cord. And never in my wildest dreams would I think that I would have an injury that would even come close to that. And everyone has been telling me for the last year, because I had my surgery for my broken neck and broken spine and fractured hip and femur, that I could possibly have experienced what he experienced, but my doctor said I was this close to becoming a complete quadriplegic. And when I heard that he passed last week, I heard it today, I was overwhelmed with sadness because he is wise beyond wise. And I believe that all things happen for a reason. And he has a book called Master Life, and I posted it so you can order that online, I'm sure. Chock full of things that strike you every day that you go, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be that. And it's one of these books that you read over again and again and again. It's kind of like the Al-Anon book, where you go back to it over and over because it takes a lifetime to learn all of this. David Kekich was very, very, very successful in business, had a fabulous life and girlfriends and everything that a young man could want. And then he had this terrible accident, and then he became wheelchair bound for the rest of his life. But rather than deciding to feel sorry for himself, which I totally would have understood. You know, that's what happened to Christopher Reeve. Imagine, Christopher Reeve was Superman. And look what happened to Christopher Reeve, broken spinal cord. And it's life-changing. I mean, just with my injuries this year, not being able to walk the earlier part of this year was just so emotionally devastating. But every time I would have a bad moment with the fact that I couldn't get out of bed or I couldn't walk or that occasional, why me, I would think, what would David do? And I got so much inspiration from David. I was just looking at my book, A New Way to Age, because I looked in the back. I don't remember interviewing per se for this book, but I've interviewed him for so many of my books. But there were a couple of quotes. Here's a David Kekich quote. "It's clear that the more you abuse your body by insulting it with toxic substances, the more likely one of your repair systems will undergo an early breakdown." He was saying that long before I was saying it, long before we all realized it. And then another one I found in here, in A New Way to Age, is by David Kekich. "You control your decisions. You control your actions. You control your outcome." And I say that to you all the time, that we're in charge. We're in charge of our health and our happiness and our growth. And it's the hard times in life that are our gifts and our opportunities. So I just want to say rest in peace, David Kekich. And if any of you like books that push you to be a better person, which my knowing him made me a better person, it's a good book to have on your night table, and you'll like it. I'm now taking off my Suzanne Summers gloves.
Yeah, why are you doing that?
Because I wanted
Hard to put makeup on, right?
hard to put makeup on, and I wanted you to see that my shoes matched my gloves.
Match your lipstick.
And yes, and I wore darker lipstick tonight. And you can't see my shoes because of the shot we've got here, but I always have cool shoes on.
Always.
That's a great color red.
Yeah, it is. I love gloves. I just love them.
I do too.
I love them. And as we get older and our hands aren't quite so beautiful, gloves are our friend. Why do you think the Queen of England always wore gloves? Her hands don't look so good. There's a senator, I won't mention her name because that would be cruel, but I was looking at her talking the other day, and I was looking at her hands, and I thought, yeah, you either some hand makeup or like maybe our dark bronze here, organic makeup, or gloves.
No, but
hands,
also,
yeah.
during this time of COVID, it's
Gloves,
good to wear
yeah.
gloves when you're shaking hands with
I
a
would
lot of
almost
people.
think that's better than a mask.
Well, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's true.
That's very interesting.
So, Suzanne, since we're doing a show about Vegas, I suggested to Suzanne that she show us how to do that sunny, sun-kissed look that you can achieve all year long with her Suzanne Organics makeup. So she's going to give us a little bit of a makeup tutorial today.
Okay.
Well, it starts with your makeup base. I never used to wear makeup base, but my skin has been irritated this year, and I put on a little makeup base, just a few pumps in here, and I actually put it on with my hands, which you can do with a sponge. And I love this makeup. It's called Flawless Finish. Wow, this one's light. This is
That's Porcelain Light, the first one.
The first one is so light. That's way too light for me. But if you got Nicole Kidman, which is not so bad, porcelain skin, that's your color. And this one is Bronze Dark. Actually, this is the one I wear most often because in the summer here in the desert, I don't lie in the sun. That would be stupid of me to lie in the sun. I'm Irish. I'm supposed to be on a bluff, big wool coat with a bunch of sheep. I'm not supposed to be in the desert where it's 100. Today was only like 99. That was good, wasn't it? I think it's breaking. So we've got dark bronze. We've got, this is honey medium, which is the one I wear most days. And then this one is...
It's called Sand.
Yeah, sand. Okay. So,
Sand is if you're looking for the color scale, porcelain is the lightest.
Mm-hmm.
Sand has the next sort of medium, but on the lighter side of medium. The honey is a deeper medium, and then the bronze is the darkest shade we have. And I'm desperately trying to get more colors of foundation as well.
yes. And
I think
then
I finally have a line on it. So,
And then
yay.
we have the bronzing powder, which I have on today. I use it as shadow today. So I put I actually put the honey medium on today, and then I put the bronzing shadow on. And it's not here, but our concealer, you know, the little pot, what's it called? The light concealer?
Concealer.
Yeah, concealer. It's a little pot. You probably bought it. I love it. I can't live without it. And I take that and I put it here. Okay, because that's a thing I do in the middle of the night when I wake up, so that when I wake up and Alan rolls over and he goes, "You're so beautiful," and I think, cheated a little bit. I don't know, why is it?
See, I didn't know that until recently.
I know, because we get all red. I don't know why. I'm like, I've got red cheeks. I've always had, if you look at my little girl pictures, I've always got these big red cheeks. Well, when you're my age, they're not so great. So I have to like tone them down a little bit by putting a little white concealer here. Now for tonight's show, I brought it all the way down to here, right? And then I powder over it with our concealing powder. And then the lipsticks, you'll have to read the names because I don't have my glasses on, but the one I have on is Caramelized Peach right now. And I lined it with my lip pencil, which was not ours today because I don't have a lip pencil dark enough.
We're not making them yet.
And
so.
we're not making them. I really...
Again, it's on my list again.
Yeah.
I think I found a new company that might be able to help us.
Great. Because the lip liner, to have good looking lips, especially as you get older, when my granddaughter Violet wears lipstick, she can like put it all over her face. It doesn't matter. Same thing with Camellia and Daisy. At our ages, you need to define your lips. And I'm not a smoker, so I don't have a bunch of lines. I'm so glad. Oh my God, the first time I ever tried to smoke, I think I was 15 or so, and all the kids are smoking. I choked and choked and choked on one puff, and I thought, ugh, I don't get this at all. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. So I've never smoked, so I don't have all those little lines, but we still get those little lines. And I use the, we have eye serum, and then we have the anti-aging eye cream, and whatever I have left over here, I bring it down on these little lines here. And then
we have our lip wrinkle cream.
And the lip wrinkle
which
cream,
is
which I love,
amazing.
And then, you know, between the face master and the thigh master, and I got you covered. I'm gonna keep your thighs tight and your face lifted, and we're very excited about what we bring to you. It's all thought through, and selfishly, because I want it.
That's the reason we have it.
That's the reason we have it. As an aging woman who's enjoying aging, our needs are more specific, aren't they? And so my products are geared to that. And then this Healthy Glow Body Lotion, in the morning, after I wash my face with the Everyday Cleanser, and then I put the toner on, and then I put on Liquid Oxygen. Do you like that, Al?
That's my favorite product. Okay.
So I put on Liquid Oxygen, let it like sink in. It's like giving your skin a drink.
If
And
you
in
only
the
buy
desert,
one
your skin
product,
needs a
get
drink.
Liquid Oxygen.
Yeah. And then I put Healthy Glow on my skin, which has a little bit of the tanning serum in it, plus all the great moisturizers, and put it on. And then you just get a little bit of color like I have right now. And I didn't have to lie in the sun to get it. I didn't have to risk any, bad things happening to my skin. And it's
That
great.
is such an easy application, that Healthy Glow.
So great.
It's
So great.
You guys all love Suzanne's beautiful body lotions, but this has a lighter amount of her tanning actives than the full strength golden tanning serum, and it is so easy to put on. If you put this on instead of lotion, all of a sudden you just have a beautiful
healthy
golden tan, and there's no streaking. It's so easy to put on, and Suzanne uses it on her face because you don't want to have a white face and a tan body. That can look a little off.
No, today I did the do. I washed my hair. I gave myself a mask. I did a scrub. I used the peach exfoliating scrub. I love that stuff. And then I put the recovery mask on. And then I took a shower and used the volumizing shampoo and then the volumizing conditioner, and then I put the activating serum on my hair, which makes it smooth and shiny and healthy. And then I put on the liquid oxygen and the healthy glow. And for tonight's show, I used most of this makeup and my lipstick. I used my own liner, which we're going to get for you. And then I filled in with caramelized peach, which I love, gives just the right color.
And no chemicals.
And no chemicals. So that's
No lead in Suzanne's lipsticks.
yeah, like that quote I just read. You know, really, no one's going to be as sorry as you if you don't take the message of intoxication seriously. We are living in an era where we need to detox.
You know, we know a lot of people in show business, especially people who perform nightly, and from our Vegas days, and they're always on the road. They're always doing one-nighters, and they're never getting the kind of food they'd like to eat or should be eating in order to be healthy, and to be able to have the kind of energy to do a 1.5 or 2 hour show every single night, and then jump in their car and drive to the next place or the plane and fly there. It's a rough life, and unfortunately, not most, but a lot of the people we know who have spent their lives on the road are having serious cognitive problems.
Terrible.
And
people, we'll never say their names.
We won't say the
people
names.
Who were bright and alive and vibrant and incredible are now not remembering who they are.
Who they are.
Yeah.
Or who they.
We don't want to end up like that.
No.
So
while you're reminiscing about Vegas friends, I have a question. Somebody wants to know, what was the most incredible show that you ever attended in Vegas while you were there?
Frank Sinatra. Hands down. And there are many shows that I love. Frank Sinatra has that thing. There are only a few men in the world who have it. My husband has it. He turned on men and he turned on women. He'd walk out in that tuxedo looking like $1 million, usually holding a drink and a cigarette, and he'd talk to us a little bit, and then he'd bring in the band, and he usually had Nelson Riddle behind him, and this swing would happen, and you just sit in your booth and swoon. And everything he said in between, you just never wanted him to stop talking. You just never wanted the show to be over. The most incredible entertainer of all time, I think. Don't you, Alan?
Then there's Paul Anka. Paul Anka.
Who you can still see. You are so right.
He's
Paul
on the road.
Anka.
If you want to see one of the great shows ever.
Yeah,
Paul,
you're right.
Paul's an old friend.
Yeah.
And
he's not old.
Well,
he just turned 80, but he's sure young at heart.
You know, whenever he plays in our neighborhood, we always go see the show, and we get together with him after the show. And one day I said to him, "Paul, that's the best show. That's the best show on stage." And he said, "That's what a show looks like after you've been doing it for 57 years."
57 years.
Okay.
He one of the things that I love about being a performer, and that performers who are good know this, night after night after night, you learn to read and feel an audience. And when I used to do my nightclub act every night, especially in those years in the Hilton, I would come on stage before the curtain was open. I'd just stand with my ear to the curtain to listen to the hum of the audience. And by listening to the hum of the audience, I could tell exactly where they were in their fatigue levels. It was Friday night. They're always it's a little down, and I realize I got to do a lot to get them up. And then by Saturday night, they've been out having fun, they've been gambling, they've been winning, they've been losing, they went out for dinner, they've had a little to drink, and they start clapping the moment you set foot on stage. And now you don't have to do anything. Now you can just read them and talk to them. And when I first started doing nightclub, I'll tell you about Paul Anka. I was going to talk about myself for a minute. Paul Anka feels us when he's on stage. Plus, he only wants to work with the very best on stage. So every single person on that stage is not a local hire. Maybe it is because they're the best one in town. But he brings the greatest horn section, the greatest string section, the greatest keyboards, the greatest all the rest of the band. And he gives them all a moment to do their thing. And don't you love when you're at someone's show, and like I always try to do this with my drummer, my walking bass guy, my alto sax guy, give them a moment and let them do their thing. And when they do their thing, I was watching one of my shows the other day. If you ever want to see one of my shows, I'll be happy to air them for you. I let my alto sax player go down, and he went down to the very lowest note. And I was surprised to hear me. I went, huh.
Also, another great show.
Okay.
That's on tour right now. I just heard from our friend Billy Gibbons, ZZ Top.
God.
Okay, take a look at this picture.
Oh, God.
He sent
this guy
this to
is
me.
Great.
This
What a
Bill-
dichotomy from
right.
Sinatra, Anka to Billy Gibbons.
This is Billy Gibbons with Elwood Francis. They're on tour right now.
ZZ Top.
If
Man,
they're
are
in
they
your
great.
neighborhood, go see
Pretty
this
cool
show.
picture.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how he looks. You know, you look at Billy Gibbons there, he has incredible taste. Now you look at him and you go, really?
Yep.
Yeah. It's the perfect hat with the perfect headband. The beard is no accident. It comes down to here. It's mostly red. His jacket is tailored just great, but it's not a tuxedo. He's got suspenders with these cool buckles on the suspenders, and then a cool belt and tight-fitting pants. And what shoes is he wearing there? Is he wearing cowboy boots?
I don't think so, but this picture I'm holding up right now, he's playing to sold-out
Sold out.
audiences all over the country.
50,000 seat arenas.
I mean, it's
Or
unbelievable.
it's not arenas, stadiums are 50,000.
And they're known. ZZ Top is known as, quote, the little band from Texas.
Yeah.
They used to tour with cows on stage.
I know. I
Live
remember.
cows.
There's a documentary about
Right.
ZZ Top on Netflix, which we recently watched and so enjoyed it. Watch that. You'll really enjoy it. And it's nice. I don't know about you, but we've been watching Netflix, and there's so many bummer series on. I started watching one the other day about true story, and I love true stories about the Mexican cartels. And I thought, 3 episodes in, I said, this is depressing.
Oh, yeah. Too many
How they
killings.
took over the whole town, and even
Yeah.
if you never had an inkling to go into illegal drug cartels, you were forced to do it. And I said, Alan, I don't want to live in that place of darkness. There's
Yeah.
a lot of darkness on the planet right now, and I don't want to be there.
By the way,
But-
getting back to Vegas, Greg Orson on Instagram said, did you guys know Celine and Renee? And the answer is no. However, Celine, who's Canadian, she's from Quebec, Celine just bought my favorite delicatessen on the planet.
Oh, is that where
Okay.
they make the water bagels?
No,
Oh.
that's another place in Montreal. She bought Schwartz's,
Oh.
okay? She
Oh.
bought Schwartz's
Oh.
Delicatessen in Montreal. I think they've been there over 100 years. If you're around Montreal, go in there and ask for a smoked meat sandwich. It's killer.
That's nirvana for you, isn't
It's
it?
killer.
Yeah, but not that sandwich we had the other day.
Well, I sold this series to Paramount years ago called, are you ready? The Sensuous Man. And we built a beach house in a studio in Montreal to shoot it. And then we shot the rest of it on the beach in Malibu. And did I ever have fun writing it with my friend Kenny Shapiro? And I produced it. And you hate it when I directed the nude scene in the pilot. You got
Yeah, I did.
really irritated with me. But I thought,
No,
wrote...
it wasn't the nude scene. It was that you had me be the prop girl, the wardrobe woman.
I know, but you needed a job.
Yeah, but you gave me 9 jobs, and I'm the resident poet, so then I'd have to get all cleaned up and sit on the set and read poetry to you.
And then you have to sleep with the producer every night.
And then I'm in the kitchen. He would have me do baked Alaska with garlic sauce, and I go, "That's awful." He goes, "I know, but it's show business." So I'd be over making baked Alaska, and the nude models were standing next to Alan, and he's smoking a cigarette and ooh la la, and they're going ooh la la la, and I'm over there making a baked Alaska and getting madder. And that was the day I walked over and I said, "I quit."
Well, you said something before that. You said 2 words before that.
Yeah.
And the first word started with an F.
You deserved it. You deserved it.
And the second word started with a
Harry
Y.
Masters wants to know if you guys ever met Elvis Presley.
I never did.
No.
And you know, Bruce was born during the Elvis Presley years. Bruce, my son, her husband. And I miss the whole Elvis thing. And it's ironic because now one of my dear friends is Linda Thompson, who
Well, we
was
know.
one of his main girlfriends.
Don't we know 3 of his girlfriends?
Yeah, but Linda was a main one. We were at a dinner party in Malibu. It only happens in Malibu. And there were 3 women at a very small, maybe a dinner party for 10, all who were former Elvis girlfriends. But Linda was a real girlfriend. He loved Linda, and she loved him, and she still I think Linda's Thompson's been married. She didn't marry Elvis. They lived together, and they were together for years until he became a drug addict. And she's such a good girl, and she loved him so much, but she couldn't stay anymore to watch him have that terrible demise. But then she married Bruce Jenner and had 2 children with Bruce Jenner. That's a long story. And then she married David Foster. If you want to see another incredible Netflix show, watch David Foster, The Hitman. We're real good friends with David Foster, and I love David Foster. You wouldn't want to be married to him because he's a rascal. But man, the guy has.
Hey, that's what you call Alan.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Alan's loyal. Alan's loyal.
I'm under control, Rascal.
Yeah.
By the way, in November, in Palm Springs, David Foster is producing a massive concert with Bocelli. And it's going to be incredible. It's at the tennis, what is it?
Outside.
Outside. I don't know how it's
I hope you don't have
thousands
to
and
wear
thousands
masks,
of people.
because it's a formal thing. You've got to wear tux, and I've got to wear a gown.
Yeah.
Nothing ruins a gown to me more than a mask or a tuxedo than wearing a mask.
You shouldn't have to outside.
I wouldn't think so.
You know,
if they do, it's stupid. I wouldn't do it.
You know,
I'll be that person. No.
I wonder if there are more armed robberies since the masking, okay?
Yeah.
Because a couple of guys go into a bank with masks, sunglasses, and a hat.
Well, did you see in New York today? Carmine's restaurant in New York City. We've been there. It's a great real Italian guy, and he does the pasta himself. Well, the receptionist, her job was to say, do you have your Vax card or your proof of vaccination? And because otherwise the restaurant in New York gets fined $1,000. I don't want to get into how I feel about all this, but it erupted into a fist fight. They punched her, she punched them, the 3 of them went down. It was terrible. This is terrible.
Hey,
Yeah.
I have a friend who wants to know if you know Cher.
I do.
Yeah, we do.
They loved her show in Vegas.
Cher's show rocks. Cher's show in Vegas, I'm going to be very honest, is fantastic. And it's one costume change after another costume change after another costume change after another costume change. And I'm sorry, Cher, for saying this, but I would say it to your face. After a while, I realized she spent almost 40 minutes changing out of the whole 2 hours. And then at the end, she came out in jeans, a leather jacket, and stood
Perfect.
next to the piano.
Perfect.
And that was my favorite time of the show because I
Yeah.
thought, Cher, I have seen you in every outfit I ever need to see you in. Now that I get to see you in a leather jacket, tight-fitting jeans, and singing your heart out.
But in all fairness,
Yeah.
okay, the audiences in Vegas are not you.
Yes,
okay?
that's true.
The audiences in Vegas.
And I watched every Sonny and Cher show
Right.
there was.
Yeah, and by the way, the Sonny and Cher shows were created and produced by 2 dear friends
Yeah.
of ours.
One of whom married us.
Alan Bly
Yeah.
and
Alan Bly married us.
Alan Bly and Chris Beard, who also did created the Andy Williams show, produced and wrote it. They
And
also,
wrote yours
They-
famous series in Canada.
right, but also
Called Nightcap.
No, they didn't. No,
Chris
Chris
wrote
Beard
that.
did.
Yeah.
Not Alan.
No, I said Chris.
But also, they also created the Elvis Presley leather special.
Oh, it was Chris Beard who put
Okay.
Elvis Presley in leather. Remember that? Amazing.
Well, it was Chris and Alan.
Oh, was it Alan too?
And I'll tell you, I went to their office the night they were writing it. It was on Sunset Boulevard, and my office was down the street. And I went to visit them, and they had a TV going, and they're writing this Elvis special. And all of a sudden, they cut away to that hotel, the Ambassador Hotel, in Los Angeles, where Robert Kennedy was assassinated.
Oh
that
my God.
night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like
Wow.
crazy time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they were magnificent, and for our wedding, we had Alan Bly, who was the cantor, and we had a Catholic priest, and the two of them got along great, and I was really proud of our wedding. From that was the part I liked the most about our wedding. I wore the stupidest dress to our wedding.
Well, I wore the stupidest shirt
It
and
was
the
stupid.
stupidest
I was so
suit.
busy on Three's Company, and I was working on. I was just too much, and I went to a place where a girlfriend of mine had gotten her wedding dress, and they handmade it, and oh my God, it was ugly. I can't believe all the beautiful clothes I have and all the beautiful gowns I have. Why did I wear that? We have not one wedding picture. I don't want you to see it. I'm not showing you.
Oh, it's awful.
It was on the cover of the National Enquirer, and I went, ah.
One of the worst days of my life.
No, it
I'm
wasn't
not
the
kidding.
worst.
Oh,
Really?
it was awful.
No, that's
awful.
terrible to say.
No, half the people there, I would have not have
I
invited.
know, but you were marrying me.
I know, but I wouldn't have invited half the people
I know.
over. I'm not talking about our families
Okay,
and
but talk
friends.
about us.
There were some business people there I would not have invited.
My marrying you that
Okay.
day was the happiest day of my life.
Well, in that sense, it was the happiest day of my life. But in terms of
Pedaling hard.
in terms of the
Thanks,
evening
Carolina.
itself, okay. In
Yeah.
terms of the evening, it was not good.
I know.
Okay, and that's why we
But
don't.
your parents were there, and we sat at the table downstairs
And
with
also,
your parents and my parents.
you know, when they
our
published all the
kids
pictures from the guy took at the wedding, it looked like you were marrying John Ritter.
Yeah, and our kids were unhappy. I think that was what it was. Our
Yeah.
kids were unhappy at our wedding. That was the day that we said, no, you're not going to break us up. We are now a united front. And that was the thing that changed our life as a blended family. When they realized we lost,
Oh, these
we
people
can't
are
split them
serious.
up. Yeah, and then any issue they had, rather than Bruce coming to me or Stephen and Leslie coming to Alan, they had to come to us. And when they came to us, we were able to make clear here are the parameters of this new kind of family, this blended family.
Well, the thing is, when you're blending the family, and the kids are not happy, it's a lot easier to say yes to them
Yeah,
than it is to say
yeah, and
no.
everybody their priorities get messed up. But anyway, we won. We started telling you about this the other day. We won. We have a great family. We all love to be together. In fact, on the 25th here in this house, and we'll be leaving this house on the 30th, I have invited everyone in the family and their significant others, and we're going to have, I gave them parameters. Come in time for lunch. After lunch, go take a nap and be at cocktails at Big Al's Bar at 6, and then we're going to have a major dinner in the dining room like we've had so many times. And then Al is making his famous pancakes the next morning, and then I told them all, then you go home. Because the next day, the movers come to take the chandelier down. The movers come to remove all the stuff that needs to be
I think you
crated.
meant latkes, right? You meant
No.
his favorite
No.
latkes.
No, I asked him. I said,
No.
"Do you want to make latkes?" He said,
I have figured out how
"I
to make the
can't."
greatest pancakes,
His pancakes are as good as his latkes, and I
in the
think it will
world.
be
Better,
nice.
I think better.
But then on Thanksgiving, he'll make you latkes.
Now-
It's just
now,
that
Sylvia-
I've packed the grater.
Sylvia Topete or
Uh-huh.
Topete said, "Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I hate the way Alan always corrects you in caps on air. Always in
Oh.
caps." Okay, Sylvia,
So, thank you.
my name is not spelled A-L-L-E-N.
Thank you,
It's
Sylvia. I love you.
A-L-A-N.
Sylvia,
You know, for
I
the
love
edification.
you. I love you, Sylvia. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
The
Sylvia.
thing is,
Alan, can you take that golden shimmer eyeshadow quad and hold it
Oh.
up to camera? 'Cause
She's
while,
right.
while we're telling all these fun Vegas stories,
Here,
we
Al.
we are having a sale at SuzanneSummers.com. If you're not familiar with Suzanne's cosmetics line, it is organic. It has no artificial colors or fragrances. It has no petroleum, no lead. A lot of the things that you find in conventional makeup you will not find in Suzanne's brand. And it's beautiful minerals that give her color, and they're pressed with coconut oil, and it's
Incredible.
beautiful makeup, and also really good for you makeup.
and you know when you use eyeshadow that has sparkles in it, it's beautiful. But then your eyes get irritated, and when you take it off at night, your eyelids are puffy and it doesn't feel good. Not with this. I feel so good when I use our quads. I love the golden shimmer, and I love the other one with the 4 darker colors. Which
Essential neutrals is
Essential
the other one that she's
neutrals.
talking about. Yeah.
If I were you, and I don't want to spend your money, but I would get the golden shimmer and the essential neutrals. That's all I use. If I wish I should take a video of my drawers in my makeup little station, because you'll see everything is Suzanne Summers, the lipsticks, everything.
Okay.
Now,
Jen-
because our lipsticks have
The
no,
promo code is Vegas25, guys. Vegas25 is the promo code tonight.
and what were you saying, Ellen?
Jennifer Cosby
Cosby,
said,
like Bill.
Al, in caps, what is your pancake secret? I must know, please, in caps. Okay.
Because he's learned how to make, let me just say one, he's learned how to make pancakes
Yeah.
that our allergic grandchildren can have. Because so
Right.
many grandchildren are now allergic to gluten and eggs and dairy
Right.
and all that.
But aside from being gluten free and allergy free,
Yeah.
okay, here's the secret.
It's so good.
You use biscuit flour, organic gluten free
Yeah.
biscuit flour.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a major runaway hit.
And then he heats the maple syrup that are sent to us
Correct.
by our friends Guido and Chrissy Basso in Toronto, and they get that maple syrup that comes right out of the tree. It's thick and black, and he heats it up, and you put it over these biscuit pancakes, and you go, oh wow! And then
Oh,
you have
yeah.
some bacon.
Oh yeah.
You're kind of happy.
Oh,
And a
yeah.
great cup of Big
I
Al's
ch- yeah,
coffee
I
and
chug a
fresh
lug.
orange juice.
Yeah, I chug a lug that stuff.
And then I'm going to say to all of them, okay, goodbye, because now I would hope by the 25th that we're all packed. Man, this has been a job. I don't know if any of you have moved, but wow, after 45 years, it's exhausting. But we're getting it done, and we will, and how lucky we are that we're going to experience a brand new chapter, which I think will be very youthful for us, because we're not moving forward with a bunch of crap. There's a place here called Revivals. If you live near me here in the desert, go there. They're having jewelry sales, the Suzanne Summers collection, clothing sales. They're
Shoe
so happy.
sales.
Shoe sales,
purse sales.
Yeah, it's incredible. So
That's amazing.
it's a win-win, because everything that I don't get any money from it, and I don't care. I just like it's going to people who will like it, and then all the money goes to the Desert AIDS Project, which is an incredible charity here in the desert, where that's where we go to get our blood tests and everything. It's an incredible place. So anyway, I was thinking about our dressing room in Vegas at the Hilton. The Hilton holds a special place in both of our hearts. And I had Elvis Presley's dressing room.
And by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to apologize now for interrupting. Okay.
See, the women have made you aware of that.
I know.
That's nice.
I know. But you remember the first time the president of the hotel,
Henry,
took us down to see Elvis's dressing room, and he said, "We will totally overdo everything,
It's Henry
everything,
Miller.
whatever you
He was
want."
German and had an accent.
And I said, "Henry, leave it the way it is.
Yeah.
It's Elvis's dressing
Yeah.
room. We don't care if
Yeah.
the sofa has."
What do you call him, Alan?
What?
What do you call him? Pecker tracks?
I said, "We want to be in Elvis's dressing
Yeah,
room,"
with
and
his
we
orange
were.
shag carpets.
And I spent every evening for almost every evening for 2 years with Colonel Parker,
Yeah, Colonel Parker.
who
would
was
come
very comfortable
to
in
the
that
dressing
dressing
room
room.
to sit with Alan.
Yeah, it was great.
So that was one Vegas story.
I could write the Elvis Presley story.
I wish I had met him.
I have all the secrets.
Yeah, I wish I had met him. I've met so many wonderful people, though.
Yeah.
I was the last person to ever work with John Wayne. I worked with Sammy Davis Jr., who came to the show several times. I remember in Tahoe, we were doing a co-headlining bill at the Sahara in Lake Tahoe with the Fifth Dimension. And they were on first, I was on second, which was quite remarkable. But my popularity on television was so strong. But the Fifth Dimension, they were an incredible group. Remember them? They were amazing.
Yeah.
And Sammy Davis came one night in the audience, and I sang. I used to do The Birth of the Blues, and we had
Oh, God, I loved you singing that song.
that was a great song.
One of my favorites.
And we had this ramp built for the stage where Leslie did me this incredible gown, and I would walk up on the ramp, and then I had this dancer, Narvel, who would do this Birth of the Blue dance that I really was proud of that production number. And Sammy Davis came back and he said, "I love it. I want you in the third bar to do this and this and this." So I got singing lessons from Sammy, and then my greatest singing lesson was from Sinatra. And I think I've told you this story before, but it's worth repeating. On Sunday nights when Sinatra was in Vegas, I'm telling you, when he was in Vegas, the lights shone brighter on the Strip. There was some electricity.
And every casino did bigger business.
Everybody came to Vegas the week or weekend that Sinatra was there because they're going to get in.
Yeah, even if they didn't see him.
Yeah, it was just exciting that he was on the Strip. And so on Sunday nights, he would have Jilly Rizzo was his guy, call all of our dressing rooms and invite every headliner on the Strip to Sinatra's dressing room after Sinatra's show. So after we finished our show, we did this several times, we went to Sinatra's dressing room, Imagine. And I was the kid, because I was the newest one in the Vegas lineup. I'm so happy I got to experience that. And always in that dressing room would be Rodney Dangerfield and George Carlin and Sammy and Dean and Shirley MacLaine and Liza Minnelli, and then there was always me. So one night Sinatra comes over to me and goes, kid, you got a good sound. And I said, thank you. He said, you're not breathing right, no G. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you're singing like all those singing teachers teach you, which, by the way, I've never had a singing lesson. And I said, you mean singing from the diaphragm, which I tried so hard to sing and pull up. He said, yeah. He said, you got to pull from your peep. I said, what's your peep? And he takes his hand down and he goes, your peep. He said, you sing from your peep and you pull from your behind and you watch. You can have a greater octaves on the high end and the low end. And he was right. So I have a singing peep. courtesy of Sinatra.
And when you started pulling from your rear end, the band got a little woozy and passed out from lack of oxygen on stage.
So funny. I'm going to be back on stage in Vegas when I'm 80, because last time when my show closed down at the Westgate a couple of years ago, I loved it so much, and Alan and I are walking to our dressing room that night, our suite, and I said, I want to be doing this when I'm 80. So this year when I broke my neck and my spine and my hip, and I lying there and I had a morose moment, just a moment. I don't stay there very long, and I thought, am I ever going to be on the Vegas stage again? And then I heard the voice in my head, which I hear all the time, that says, no, you'll be there when you're 80. So I want you all to come. I'd like you to make the deal, Alan.
Okay.
They made a deal for George Burns for his 100th birthday. He
didn't quite make it.
He made it to 99.
Yeah,
but would you make a deal at a Vegas hotel that I would like to celebrate my 80th birthday? I think I'd like to be on the Caesars stage, but I'd be happy with the MGM or the Westgate, okay? All right, Alan?
Okay, well, I'll have to figure out the best stage for you to be on.
You do that, because that's what you do. And I was telling Caroline I've been cleaning out drawers and things, and I come across incredible letters. I thought I'd lost everything in the Malibu fire, and I'd lost the bulk of all the great letters I've got, but I came across one from Bill Clinton, which was just a thank you note, nothing sinister or anything like that. Came across a beautiful handwritten note from Steve Lawrence, of Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet, just complimenting me on my show. That generation of people, not just entertainers, but of people, that's the bulk of the thank you letters that I got, and I realized that's, aside from Caroline, who has trained her daughters to write handwritten thank you notes for every gift, every occasion, which I realized I'd saved them all, means a lot. And when I'm reading these letters on their own stationery, you learn a lot. Like I looked at Steve Lawrence stationery. What kind of font did he choose for his name? What kind of paper did he choose? What color did he choose? What was the envelope like? And that means a lot. Handwritten letters are a thing of the past. I think we should bring back, don't you?
I think your best handwritten letter was from Ted Kennedy. That was your best letter of all. Okay.
Yeah, that was you being a total ass.
I
testified in front of the Senate subcommittee on the effects of addictions on children.
And the reason Ted Kennedy didn't show up, even though he was the chairman, it may have had something to do with
had a bit of an
alcoholism.
alcohol problem.
Yeah.
And so my husband disobeyed all the rules in these Senate chambers, and everything said cameras with an X in front of it, and I'm sitting at my chair in front of all the senators and testifying, and I look up and I see Alan walking behind all of them with his camera.
Video camera.
And I'm hardly able to concentrate on what I'm doing because I'm looking at Alan over there and thinking, oh my God, what are you doing? So that night, we're in our hotel room, and he reaches in his pockets, he pulls something out, and goes, oh, somebody gave this to me to give to you. So I open it up, and it's Ted Kennedy's stationery, and it says, Dear Suzanne, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to be there today. I really wanted to meet you. And if ever you want to get together, here's my phone number. Sincerely and love, Ted. Now what I should have done is stuck it in my pocket. And he looks at me and I go, you ass. He wrote it. Ted Kennedy didn't write it.
I had so much fun.
He had stolen Ted Kennedy's stationery pad,
Right.
and then he sent out letters to people all over all our friends and all over the country. Letters, personal letters from Ted Kennedy. You're a rascal. You're a bad boy.
Right.
You're the baddest boy I've ever known.
I sent a letter to the head of one of the big networks, TV networks.
Oh, awful!
Okay.
You do awful things.
And told him what a loser he was.
Can you imagine?
I'm going to use a segue here. It made Suzanne blush. So if you would like to have a nice shimmery coral blush, I'm going to recommend the multi-stick, which is in the color Sunrise. And Suzanne's going to show you how you can use that just to create this beautiful shimmer on your cheeks or your eyes or your lips. It's next to the foundation, Suzanne.
I got it. I'm putting it on.
That probably looked
Just
good on
creates
me
a little,
too.
It's so pretty. I love this.
I know.
And again, like if you're getting sun-kissed, you put it on all the places the sun would hit, right on your cheek, right on the cheekbone.
Right.
You can put a little on your nose.
Yeah, the top of the chin, your collarbone, shoulders.
It's great on lips too.
Yeah.
It's really nice on lips and a
Yeah,
little on the eyes.
shoulders.
It's pretty.
So we've got the multi-stick for that sun-kissed look. We've got all the foundation colors, flawless finish. It never looks heavily made up. It always you put it on and it kind of falls into the pores and fills it up, and you just look flawless. That's why we call it flawless finish. You got your bronzing powder, which I've used as a shading powder tonight. You've got your golden shimmer quad, or you can get the what do we call the other one again? The
Essential neutrals.
Yeah, okay. I'm wearing the essential neutrals tonight. And then all the different colors of lipstick that you can see online. They're all beautiful. My favorite for my coloring, is the caramelized peach. And then the Healthy Glow. Put it on every day after as your moisturizer and a little bit of color on your face, just to always have a little bit of color. It's incredible. What a relief it is. You're using organic, toxic-free cosmetics. All of our skincare is so good for you. You're using toxic-free makeup, color cosmetics. You're using toxic-free hair products, shampoo, conditioner, activating serum, gloss. So great. Your brain's up here. Do you want to put chemicals up there? And then you're using organic, toxic-free household cleaners. And if I read that quote to you today, no one will be sorrier than you if you fill your body with chemicals and then you have to pay the consequences. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but they're not our livers, which remember over here, we're not meant to handle all the toxicity that today's world is throwing at us. And we try with our little company here to turn that paradigm around. And I try to bring you fun and good cheer. And come here, I'll show them how beautiful you are. And that there are marriages in Hollywood that really work. And I'm really proud of us. And I love every day with you.
Me too.
I love it. I love it.
I just want to mention, we have a new line, Manuka Honey line.
Oh.
That's
yeah.
incredible.
He talks
It's
about
incredible.
the Manuka honey every day.
Okay.
We don't claim to do this, but he keeps saying, I think these spots are going away. I don't know anything about that.
I put it on my hands too.
Yeah.
I was using it on my face.
Yeah.
And then I had some
the
left
gel
over,
and the moisturizer.
And I put it on
Great.
my hands.
Manuka honey.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And
Yeah.
then our friend Guido and Chrissy in Canada who have a horse. The horse rubbed against something. The shoulder of the horse was made raw.
Yeah.
They put Manuka honey on it,
Yeah.
and it healed the horse.
Yeah.
So if it heals a horse,
And it heals a horse.
huh?
Well, I'm gonna take-
We can't say that it heals anything, but he means that just in an affectionate
No,
way.
but we can say it heals a horse.
No, this is not our Manuka honey. This is not our Manuka honey. She was just using Manuka honey on her
Yeah,
horse, but
yeah.
ours.
And the other
ours-
thing, while you're at our site, it's Friday night, right? While you're at our site, check out Gut Renew 30-day
Oh,
challenge.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
if you bloat,
Wow.
if you're
Every day, I'm hearing from all of you.
constipated, okay,
Yeah.
if you don't like what
Yeah.
you feel, if you're fatigued, if you're losing sleep, check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, because
The
and
Gut
look at
Renew.
look at the testimony. Don't believe me. Look at the testimonials.
You know.
It's incredible.
You know, Julie was telling me, Julie's the woman who works in our office she's been with us for a long, long time.
And my personal
her-
assistant.
23,
her best
20,
friend,
23
Valerie,
years.
Yeah.
23
has been-
years.
Has been what?
has been using the Gut Renew, and
Oh.
she told Julie, she said, I am using these recipes and using the Gut Renew, and this is by far the best tasting protein drink I have ever had in my life.
Yeah.
She's blown away by how good it tastes.
Yeah. No
Those ones
sugar.
you-
And I've tried them all, and it
Yeah.
also has the gut health nutrients in it, so you really can't lose. It's delicious, and you're getting so much good nutrition from one Gut Renew smoothie, and it also happens to taste great.
Those ones you made the other day for the show were really great with the cinnamon and the what else? It was.
Cinnamon banana, right?
I made a caramel apple for you.
Uh-huh.
I made a blueberry banana muffin,
Yeah.
which was wild blueberries and banana with a little bit of cinnamon. I made
Black cherry. Cherry and
the
chocolate.
chocolate cherry.
But there was
Chocolate
one that
cherry.
you put cinnamon in and another spice that I just loved.
It was cinnamon and nutmeg in the caramel apple.
Okay.
and
Oh,
dates.
okay. Well, so the next day.
Apple, cinnamon, dates, and
So
just a teeny bit of nutmeg.
So the next day, Alan and I had to drive to LA to go to a bunch of doctors. So I took the smoothies that you made in the show that night. So now they're an overnight. They're not just freshly made. Put them in thermoses. We drank them all the way, and they tasted fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really held
Wow,
up.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah,
That's
it really
great.
held up. So anyway, it's the time to say goodbye.
So long for a while.
I love you all so much.
Give us a little Vegas outro.
Okay.
Vegas, baby.
Well, I always like to
Whoa.
leave with a little heart. You know, it's not who you are. It's not what you do. It's not what you have. It's only about who you love and who loves you. And I love you. Good night, everybody.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good
We'll
night.
see you.